This is Steve Ridgel, and I was out on our ranch early this morning and driving by one of the water troughs and a couple of places we feed. And one of the things I enjoy doing, especially when it's been raining some, as it has out here in West Texas for this last week, and we're thrilled about that. And thank God for that, by the way. But it kind of is muddy around some of the places, and I like to stop and look for tracks. I see cattle tracks, of course, and I see deer tracks. And this morning I saw a raccoon track right up the side of the water trough. So I guess it climbed it and perched on the edge and drank. I saw a big either coyote track, saw a big, maybe it looks like our neighbor's dog track, and that's probably half a mile away. So that if that's who it is, has traveled a little. But I can always kind of tell the animals that now I'm not real good at that, by the way. I'm no wilderness expert, but I've been around enough and seen enough to kind of know what a lot of the animals are. And I like looking to saw turkey hen tracks the other day. And I was really glad to see that. It's been such a wet spring for us, and even in the summer we've had some good rain. So it's fun to see what's been there. I didn't really see them, but I knew they had been there and know they're around. And of course, you know where I'm going with this if you watch this channel regularly at all. It made me think about, well, our Jesus tracks. People may not always see us or see what we do, but I want to think in my neighborhood, in my family, in my community, in my world, in my church. I want there to be Jesus tracks everywhere I go. Now somebody says, well, what would a Jesus track look like? We serve somebody, maybe anonymously. Maybe they don't even know who it is. We give to help in a need for somebody. We give food for somebody. We do a Bible study with somebody. Somebody comes to be born again, and our church witnesses and celebrates it because somebody shared a testimony, did a Bible study, invited them to follow Jesus because somebody said, I need help, and we responded because we were kind to somebody. Because somebody at some point in their life had a Jesus track in their life because a Christian was nice to them. A Christian was good to them. A Christian cared about them. A Christian tried to say a good word for Jesus. Those tracks of where God's people show up. And so, of course, the other thing it makes you think, if you're a believer, what kind of tracks do you leave? Do you leave tracks that are identifiable? When you go through this world, do people look where you've been and say, there was a Jesus track because you're a Jesus person? And so, I don't know, I was just thinking this morning, and a lot of times I pray when I'm out on the ranch early, and I was just asking God to help me be sure where I go in this life, in my community, in my church, in my family, in my world, that people see the tracks of Jesus. And if they followed those tracks, they would find a person who would lead them to Jesus. This is Steve Ridgel encouraging you to, leave Jesus tracks today.